is the late night episode of the Schizophrenia show. Late night episode, Schizophrenia show. I got my pillow. I got my birthmark. I got my head against my box. This is my box. This is my pillow. These are my glass heads. This is my birthmark. I love you. I love you. I'm very much a miracle. I am very much a miracle. I am schizophrenic. I'm not saying I'm not schizophrenic, but I'm saying I like schizophrenia is like a fucking requirement, like a school thing, and no one ever graduates schizophrenia. No one graduates with schizophrenia. Like, imagine you're a freshman for the rest of your life. The freshman, because let me ask you this, okay? If you're starting to be schizophrenic, and you're feeling like something's wrong, people are looking really ugly to you. If other people look really ugly to you in a way you don't like it, you gotta think really hard about what is my reputation? What have people told me about myself? Is there anything about things that I have been told? Or maybe behavior. If you have a certain behavior where you have a behavior like you're this way and people see it and they would think things about you that you don't know. You have no idea. Like I could never think I'm this way. I definitely don't think. My mind does not work like people would observe me. My mind does not work like I'm being the aggressor. My mind does not work like I'm the aggressor. I love you. And what does it do if you think you're the innocent one and you got a smart attitude about you? Like you fucking bitching. You just have an attitude when you say anything. You have an attitude when you say anything. I love you. And you if you still think it's other people, but you feel like if you're feeling it, is there any reason that it would be about you? Like I'm arguing that there's hidden blessings in schizophrenia. There's something real in a basic level way where no schizophrenic has ever maximized their potential. Maybe someone in like the 50s or 60s did it because they had early theory about it. Being hidden blessings, being a fucking what do you call it? Hidden insights. Like you have insights. You can see things that other people can't see. Okay, but we got people that they can't communicate. If you can see things that people can't see, is there any reason for it to be about you? First and foremost, about you. And I'm at the point where it's prophetic. I have got prophetic intuition about what I'm doing and what I'm feeling. I'm just making sure you're not an idiot. If you are schizophrenic, thinking I'm right, like those people are fucking wrong, what they're doing. I love you, but it's basically what you look like to other people. It's basically what you look like to other people. I love you. I know, it is. I love you. And I'm on this way. Like, eventually you get paranoid. Okay, maybe when we're on a high horse about something being right or wrong, like you're saying this is the right way. You kind of like, this is right. And you have to think about very hard about where your standard for something being right is at. I love you. I know. So I'm schizophrenic. Okay? And I'm arguing, but by the time I had like 2 years of no symptoms after I was diagnosed, I switched. I was not upset about other people being wrong. I know. And all of a sudden, it's nothing. And then I'm having crazy thing about the TV is there's a web and the TV interacts with me. Like I'm thinking the TV saying directly addressing something I think. So there's a web aspect. Like I love you. Or just maybe it's just what you notice. Like what do you notice that's about you? Okay. And I'm getting there. Yes. And then it's like I have a paranoia, but my paranoia is founded in reality. Like people's minds are that way. People's minds really are that way. I love you. When you look at me, okay, I was always a very proud person. Like, I think I am great. And I'm not settling. I want to be worthy of it, too. I want to be worthy of it. I love you. I'm not settled being schizophrenic. I could not find a fucking life for myself being schizophrenic. I cannot find a life. And you know my classic thing, a wife. I could not find a wife, well, that's good, that's worthy of me. Well, I don't like myself. I don't like where I'm at. So I'm looking for the right answer. I find someone that I can trust. I love you. It's a church house. I'm saying, I'm honest. I'm not a Christian. I've transcended Christianity. I'm basically like the prophet of the next Abrahamic tradition. I love you. But I after a few years, I'm listening to them. I try something. God is holy. God is worthy. God is righteous. Whatever holy means, and I've now come to think of it as indifferent. It's like separate in a way that's indifferent. God does not care. My God does not give a fuck. My Abrahamic God does not give a fuck. It didn't designate heaven and hell. It's basically a perpetuation of what you are. I love you. My God does not give a fuck. So what am I saying? Basically everything, yeah. God does not need you. You need, well, I can't say anything. God does not need anyone. I don't know. So when I hit my prayer, it's God is holy, God is worthy, God is righteous. God is, whatever is worthy. I'm not saying that whatever holy means, whatever worthy means. Like if God was worthy, whatever that would mean. If God was righteous, whatever that would mean. Like I'm not having low standards for righteousness. Righteousness has higher standards. If you read the Bible, righteousness seems very complicated and convoluted. I know. So I'm not. I was like indifferent. Indifferent, not giving a fuck is a big deal about it. If you, and look at other religions. Okay, I've come to the conclusion that to alleviate desire is to fuck. It's about your mind. Like don't. The desire to think is the most basic thing. Be completely intentional, but you can't be curious about anything. You're completely intentional. If you were going to hear anything psychic, it would be without you thinking. Number one, you're not thinking. You're not thinking if you would hear anything psychic. If anything was psychic, you're definitely not thinking. You're not participating in that. I love you. You're not telling it what to think. The most annoying thing in the world is when people think for you. When you hear people thinking on your behalf, that's the most annoying thing. And paranoid schizophrenia has nothing to do with that. Paranoid schizophrenics would say it feels like other people are thinking on my behalf. They would fucking calm down. Now I feel like other people are thinking on their behalf. And there are some base level truth. It's very base level inside of human nature. Like what being human allows. And I learned from church, like sin, what basically, like the role model aspect, the maturity aspect. I learned the maturity aspect. I learned something called authority, spiritual authority. Whatever's in my mind, I have authority over anything that's in my mind. I love you. Inside my mind, and in a social way, when I speak, that has to do with spiritual authority. But it's basically like the authority to fucking be mature. You're fucking mature. I don't know. I'm calculating. I'm a fucking calculating motherfucker. Yeah. But look, if you have authority inside your mind, when you're bothered, no, you're not basically immature as fuck. Okay, and then you're just having problems. You have to get some authority over that, and you're gonna get there. Don't worry about it. You're gonna get there. I'm helping you get to like a fucking shamanistic level, and I don't know how you would have the same conclusions I had basically from like like a good background. I'm looking at examples, preachers that are good examples. They're role models. I'm looking at preachers that are role models. They have power. Like there's a supernatural, like almost a psychic intuition in them. I love you. And if your pastors don't have magic, I don't know what church you're going to, but it's not Christian. There's anointing. Anointing is magic. Anointing is magic. Like it is. It's like I love you. Like a possession kind of aspect. Because possession is real, but when God has a part in it, it's like the anointing. When God has a part in what possession does, it is anointing. It's more like awareness, the inclination, and restraint. Awareness, inclination, and restraint are like I love you. the powers of God. Like, it'll just, restraint is not like, it's like the yoke of the oxen. Imagine restraint that could move you a little bit. A restraint that can move you. And there's intuition and awareness. So if you don't got the anointing, you don't got anything. Like how do I make this sound right? You're singing a song. How do I make this sound? How do I make this sound right? How do I make not sound right, but how do I make the actual sound? How do I make it sound right? I love you. It's just the anointing. I know, but it leads you there. It does it. It does it for you. Okay, but that has to be learned. You can't just hear it. Ooh, I'm a ghost. Ooh, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You can't be like that. Oh, I'm doing it. I love you. You have to commit yourself to slavery. You have to commit yourself to slavery in order to fucking know God. Okay? You have to commit yourself to slavery in order to, I'm not saying there could be other things as God, but I committed myself to slavery and now I have powers. I can communicate. I'm a schizophrenic that can be on a train of thought that makes sense. I am schizophrenic whose train of thought actually makes sense. And that's unheard of in medical science. It is unheard of in medical science. I could think, love you. That could think to communicate so well. It's unheard of. So I got on here to tell you, okay? Listen, if you look at me, this is the point that drove me. Like, I'm gonna make a good schizophrenia video, and it's gonna fucking have this point in it, okay? If you scum, if your mind's like scum, like you fucking piece of shit. If your mind is functioning as a piece of shit, like something that just came out of your ass. If your mind is functioning like you just ate your own shit, like you just took a poop in a bucket and ate your own shit, do not look down on me. Do not try to look at me and see me down. Do not look down to try to see me. If your mind's operating like you just took a shit and put it in a bucket and took it out, ate it. Okay, if your mind's like that, do not look down on me. If your mind is generally like that, because we have a lot of that in USA. We have a lot of that. If your mind is operating like you took a shit in a bucket and put it in your mouth and tasted it, do not try to look down on me. You look up to me. Look up to me or you will not see me. Look up at me or you will not see me. Do not look down on me because you're gonna see you're gonna see a reflection of yourself and how your mind works. You want to see how your mind works? Try to look down at me. But if you want to see me, actually look up. I love you. I know, I love you. I know. I have another, I put this in my story. I just want to say it in this video too. Okay? Okay, if a woman is on my profile and she's thinking that she doesn't love me, I love you. And if a woman in this country thinks you're perverted or calls you a perv or says something like insult to you, that means she thinks you're really hot. Okay? She thinks that you're really hot. She's just trying to tell herself you're not. And you know what that means? That stuff like that. But there's a lot of things like that. But whoring should not make me look ugly. How much of a whore a man or a woman is, like a man, I'm more about a man because that bothers me. Being compared to a man bothers me more. But how much of a whore a man or a woman is should never make me look ugly. Okay, you should not be so much of a whore that you look at me and you imagine me in convoluted flesh with your fucking neighbor or some shit like that. No. You don't look at me ugly because you're a whore. You being an American, North American, USA, fucking rape culture, rapey psychology, and you can't be a whore without even trying. There are virgin whores that watch American Pie. There are virgin whores that watch South Park. There are virgin whores, 2.5 Men was a good one. 2.5 Men. There are versions with whore psychology, rapey psychology. Oh, don't look at me with your fucking whore looks, your whorish looks. Of you, I don't want to be ugly because you're too much of a whore. You look at me ugly because you are too much of a whore, and that's going back to why there is psychic evidence in my schizophrenia. This is how people's minds work, and I'm thinking I'm crazy. This cannot exist. Okay, but this is how psychology works in USA. And I'm thinking that there is some truth, like the fucking how psychology would work and what I would experience what I have experienced as a schizophrenic. I love you. There are similarities. Yes, I love you. And this is a good episode. I love you. I made so much content today. I love you. When I was out back, I have 3 episodes of the Trump show. And then I was in my room. I made a fucking 20-minute video I'm going to cut in half. Or I can just post. I'll cut it in half. And so I have this. So I have three Trump shows and 3 schizophrenia shows in one night, 3 episodes of each. I'm a gift to the world. I am the gift of schizophrenia. And now I'm your gift. I'm a gift to you of schizophrenia. I am God's gift of schizophrenia to you. I am a gift from God of schizophrenia and hidden blessings and hidden insights for you, for all of you now. Amen? I love you. I'm trying to do it right. I love you. Amen. Yeah. Become an internet show and get really popular. I love you. Please like, share, and follow. I promise it'll be better next time. We're doing the best we can.